When you fill out a form for life insurance or health insurance, they are drawing greater assumptions or more accurate assumptions based on where you live than who your parents were. Where we work, where we live, where we play enhances our health and well-being. The buildings we design and how those buildings fit in with the neighborhoods, that can do more to enhance health and well-being and strengthen a community, I think, than the buildings themselves alone can do.
If you're in a neighborhood that you don't interact with your neighbors, you're probably more socially isolated than someone who has conversation with 5 to 6 people a day.
But I think what makes the firm unique is the fact that we're hyper-focused and sometimes tirelessly obsessed with this idea that design impacts quality of life. Where we live changes how we live. How we live tends to change why we get up in the morning. So in that small way, what we're doing really does reflect the type of life that people can provide for themselves and their loved ones. That's how we see our work. It's not necessarily an effort to make sure that someone's building is on time, on budget, roof won't leak. Like, these are kind of generic outputs that I hope any architecture firm that's been in business for 40 years can provide anyone. The real question is, what's the outcome of what you're trying to do, and how does it change the course of the people using the building and the community it claims it's going to serve? One
of the things that we become well known for is adapting really solid urban design principles to a lot of different project types. It helps people know each other, love one another, look out for each other. One of the niches that we fill and one of our unique skill sets is working within well-being and understanding how the built environment enhances somebody's well-being.
I didn't realize going into working with Zach and his team how much not only just like the logistics of creating a facility, but how much they also looked at the psychology of it all, kind of looking at how people move around in spaces and looking at the positioning of the homes relative to each other and to our main building, and just how intentional that process was. And I also didn't know how much we would be involved in that process and how much of a feedback loop throughout the process there would be that just allowed us so much input.
The thing that stood out for us is that Dodd and his team had a vision that long-term care could be done differently.
We're designing spaces that you go when you're happy to places when you go when you're sick or ill, and places you don't want to be. So it's interesting to go from designing like a health and well-being of like a civic place, like a library, and then all of a sudden now we're doing an operating room where we're trying to save somebody's life.
In the grand scheme of things, I think what we do is a very small part of what makes healthcare special, but I think the little bit that we do participate is beneficial because we can create environments to help heal people, hopefully help comfort them, because most of the time when people are coming to the hospital, it's not because of something fun.
What I like most about what I do for the clients is the importance of the healthcare field and the community. Is a heavy, important time in their life, and it's important that we do our job well, and I think that it's important what we do for them to make what they're going through as easy as possible.
From a collaboration standpoint, honestly, with MKM, they are honorary Byron Wellness System family members for perpetuity, and I can't wait to work in another project with them. It gave me great peace of mind if there were meetings that I couldn't attend, that I knew this project would not veer off course, because they were there, they were our champions, they knew the vision, and they were the voice of our residents when I couldn't be there.